I've come to realize it's always good to give shout out to the people who appreciate your content. And our today's first shout out goes to Aphrodite. I'm going to put her link here. Guys, go check out her music. It's so much breathtaking. Their gospel music. She's one of us. She stays in Germany, but she does her music the Kenyan way. So guys, special shout out to Aphrodite. Go check her YouTube channel. I'm going to leave the link on the description bar and show her some love. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Hi guys, I know you missed me so much, and I'm here today with an interesting or an amazing video. Anyway, guys, I was in Uganda. I had gone there to pay a friend of ours a visit. We had gone for her introduction, or meet dowry payment. It's Kwanjula. It was called Kwanjula. Kwanjura. Yeah, I think it's Kwanjura. I hope I'm not butchering up the name. It was so amazing. We have that in Kenya. Yes, I think we call it Rorasho here in Kenya. Yeah, we call it Rorasho here in Kenya. So we had gone to encounter the beautiful traditional or cultural events in Uganda, which we have never experienced ever again. And given a chance to go back, definitely I will run and go have some good times there. So guys, I wished I had a nightlife in Uganda, but time was not on our side and I didn't do that. So maybe the next one, maybe let's say over Christmas, I'm going to experience now the nightlife in Uganda. But today I have different things, different shocks, yeah, that I experienced in Uganda. I've not seen them here in Kenya, and if we have them, then it's the opposite of what Uganda have. And not wasting much time, let's jump to the first culture shock. It was motorbike. Yeah, did I say well? Motorbike. So guys, we get to Uganda at the border. It was a bit like, it was around 2 a.m. in the morning. So by the time we got to Kampala, it was already daylight, you know, so we could see everything that was happening. And guys, when we just got to the city, okay, I don't know if it's inside the city completely, but let's say at the outskirts of Kampala, where a place called Mikono, yeah, I think Mukono. From that point, going all the way to Kampala, we saw different things. Like, it was so much trafficked with motorbikes, like literally motorbikes. You see the way here in Kenya we have so many cars, like in Thika Road or Mombasa Road, there is a lot of traffic that is caused by cars. In Uganda it's different. You can get a traffic of motorbikes only, and even you can't see a car there. So there's so many motorbikes. And I think they're the most easiest and affordable means of transport within the CBD. So that's what they use normally. Like for us here in CBD, you can't get the motorbikes, but you'll get all these matatus or the taxis. In Uganda, matatus are called taxis, and in Kenya, they're called matatu. So you will get these buses and Nissans that ferry people in the CBD within. But in Uganda, you will definitely see them, but motorbikes are the most, like the most we have in Uganda. So guys, maybe I'll put up a video for you guys to see that. And so when we encountered that, we thought it's something that it will just be, by the time we get in the CBD in Kampala, we won't get any more of bikes. But now guys, this is where now madness started. And come to think of it, our friend told us it was even not the time now. The time had not hit, like the rush hour thing, or the time now when motorbikes are so many in the CBD. We had not seen that, so we are still yet to go and see that. But guys, just know, motorbikes in Uganda, So another thing, it's another culture shock, is still on motorbikes. Do you see the way in Kenya we have, like, if there are matatus, they're going one way. Okay, we have an issue of overlapping, overspeeding on the highways, and bullying other small vehicles for those people who do the matatus or the buses, you know. But now in Uganda, the motorbikes have no direction. Like, they're everywhere. Like, one motorbike is going this way, the other one is going this way, the other one is coming this way, the other one. So they're like, you see the way ants follow. If you've ever watched ants closely, you see them following a line, but try and go and distract the way somewhere, or go step somewhere and distract the way. Now you see the way ants now, they start, others are going back, others are going this side, this side. There's no flow, there's no direction. That's how motorbikes are in Uganda. I think I'll never like to witness motorbike madness in Uganda. I'd rather stay with our matatu madness than motorbike madness. Yeah, I think that will be good. So another thing is, another culture shock I experienced is food. Wow. Here in Kenya, our food is simple. We have food, yeah. Ugandans say Kenyans don't have food, of which we thought they are seeing on us. But come to think of it and come to realize it's true. Kenya, we have food, but most of the foods you get them in the villages. Okay, you know, like the shacks, that's where you're going to get the foods. But in Uganda, you can't know if you won't realize or notice that you're in the city center or you're at home, because there is plenty of food there. The way they serve their food, the way the presentation, you just feel you are in the vibe of Uganda. So Ugandan food is so special. You get it everywhere. They have their common meal, matoke. Each and every dish you're served, may it be morning, evening, or afternoon, you can't miss matoke. There is also ginat sauce that is served along with matoke and any other thing. One thing I came to realize in Uganda, they love soup so much, because they say they can't eat dry food. Yeah, so you'll get soup for everything. And the soup there, it's not water, like you've gone there, you've been served food and it's water. No, the food there is so like thick soup, something you can eat and you feel your belly is full. Compared to Kenya, whereby you're served food, dry food with no soup. Let me give an example of, you're given nyama choma. Nyama choma doesn't have soup. So you have to eat posho, which is ugali, and then some kachumbari, and then you're served with dry meat. Yeah, the barbecued meat, the choma thing. So that's how Kenyans will have it. So that's our main food. Like we can say that's our special meal. Like the way Uganda, you say the matoke is a special meal. But now in the comparison, Ugandan food is more rich. The soup, the taste, the everything natural. For Kenya, I think we need to pull up our socks. But anyway, you have to embrace your country. Another thing that I noticed in Uganda, another shock, is the dress code. Here in Kenya, let me give an example. Here in Kenya right now, on Saturday and Sunday, if you go to the CBD or wherever you go, even right now, if you go outside there, before you get to the CBD or you get to the malls, you're going to see Africans or us Kenyan women or men wearing Ankara dresses. Those are dresses made of African material. You understand? When I say Ankara, you understand. We call them vitenge in Kenya, or lesos. So that is what we wear most here. But go to Uganda, whatever they wear on a weekday from Monday to Friday, it's the same thing. But when there is an event, you will see another different type of attire that they wear. So there are specific wears that people wear when it becomes on an occasion or on different, let me say, different occasions. Yeah. And once you wear that, maybe, and go to the city in Kampala, people will definitely know that you're going to a very special event. Unlike here in Kenya, even if you wear Ankara dress and go to the city right now, no one even will bother or care that you've worn something prestigious, because those clothes are worn any time of the day in the events, and unless you're wearing something strippery, so that's when people will notice you. So guys, special dressing code in Uganda. Another shock is, in Uganda, they have their own cultural way of dressing. Yeah. Let me say, when I went to Uganda, I was told that I cannot attend a function on a short dress. Yeah, any kind of dress, either short or any other type of dress. I have to look presentable and dress well. So I'd carried my own dress, a good dress that I thought Or a good dress that I can wear here in Kenya for a function, but shock on me, I can't wear that dress in Uganda because it doesn't look representable. So guys, in Uganda, they have their own wear that is called gomesi and mshanana. Yeah, I'll put the pictures also. So we have gomesi and mshanana. Those are Ugandan traditional wear. And I think there is another one that I can't remember the name. But those are the kind of clothes people put on in Uganda. Those are the type of special clothes I tell you people put in Uganda. So you will see women, children, girls, anyone wearing such attires, mshanana and gomesi. Here in Kenya, what do you dress when you're going for functions? If you're not going to wear a very tight, skimpy skirts or trousers, or you wear something like almost to nothing, and you understand when I say almost to nothing, and sometimes you wear a dress. It's a good dress. It's maybe, let's say, a turkey dress, or you wear something fancy, you know. We don't embrace our culture like no. How the Ugandans, all the tribes in Uganda, they have their way of dressing. So in Kenya, the only thing I think we have is we don't embrace our culture. You will never see a Kikuyu wearing a traditional Kikuyu dress going for the events in or a wedding in Luoland. You know, you cannot see a Kamba or a Meru person wearing a traditional dress going to a Kikuyu event or a traditional wedding in Kikuyu. But in Uganda, they do. If they wear their traditional dresses, I think that's what they go for or they use for events. You just can't wear anything. Yeah, I think that. So that's another thing. So Kenyans, we are more of Ankara dresses, vitenge and such kind of things. We don't have like that traditional attires to wear, but for Uganda, they have maintained their wear. Okay. Another culture shock that gave me a shock is how us here in Kenya, we do our rurashos or our traditional marriage. That is when the in-laws, let's say the boy or the bride's parents come, we have that thing of closing the gate and those people singing like they have to sing, but the way they sing, they have to sit, they have to fight, like there's a tug of war between the in-laws, the bride and the bridegroom side. No, they have to fight and sing for them to come to terms of agreement for them to be welcomed in. But in Uganda, there is nothing like that, whereby in Uganda, it happens like all the in-laws on the bride side, they sit on one side, and now the other side, the bridegroom sit on the other side, depending on where they've gone to visit. So mostly the bride go visiting the bride's family. So when the brides go, you will notice there's a difference between the tents where the brides are prepared for from the bridegroom side. How it's prepared, it is there, and you will notice the difference now where the brides are, the bridegroom parents and people are seated, and this other side where we were seated. It's so different. I'll also show you that. So you get, they don't have those tug of war singing and everything. Another amazing thing that I saw is the traditional dancers. When we have such occasion, not everyone who stands up and sing, but there are those people who are allocated that duty of entertaining the guests, and they do it perfectly. One thing I didn't know is these people are meant to do what the event is worth about. If it's a baby shower, they will dance songs or sing songs which are related to baby showers or baby events. If it's a traditional wedding, they'll sing songs for traditional wedding. If it's a wedding, they'll sing songs for the wedding. If it's something to do maybe with burial, of which I don't know, I've never attended or seen any, I think they will sing songs or dance songs to the burial, of which I'm not sure, so I don't know that one. But now for the occasion that we went, the way the introduction, the way we came in, the way everything was ushered in, the dancers did it perfectly, the way it's meant to be. So another culture shock that I saw in the wedding is, let's say for example, in the Uganda African setup, if it's time for the groom or the bride to to be served, something how you're supposed to show as a woman. You're told this is how you're supposed to serve your husband. It happens to us. So whatever is happening in the negotiation room is what is also happening outside. So the way you're shown this is how you're supposed to serve your husband as you negotiate your dowry. That is what those dancers outside there, that's what they do. Like, if it's serving milk, it's time for them to take milk. Like, you know, Uganda is, they love milk so much. So you should be served milk, you know. So the time the in-laws, as they negotiate the dowry thing, they're served milk. Even as outside, those dancers are singing that song, showing it in actions, as we people who are outside now, as the in-laws who have come, we are being served the milk the same way. I hope that's clear. We are served milk the same way, of which that was good. So here in Kenya, how do we do it? So as I think in Kenya, after you people, you compete dancing, singing and everything, you're ushered in. The first thing is serving food, washing your hands, serving food, eat, and then the ceremony starts. But in Uganda, it doesn't start like that. Yeah. And I don't think there is that protocol of serving people milk or something. So it's only food and then now other things follow like that. But I've seen in Luoland, they are served nuts and tea. Yeah, I've seen that, nuts and tea. And sim sim. I've seen that in Luoland. So that's another culture shock. Another thing is respect. Wow. As Kenyans, we think that we can't go that low to kneel down to our husbands or any other kind of a person. Like when you're talking to your brother, maybe you kneel down for them. So people think being submissive, it's only for women. But to Uganda, that is not true. Even men kneel to their older or give respect to their people. Like now, when we went to that occasion, we saw our side, because I was on the bride's side, our spokesman went and knelt in front of the person who was in charge, of the spokesman on the groom's side. So you have to show respect. You have to go and kneel down and be granted to talk to him. You just can't go there, hold your waist or talk or do the way as Kenyans you go like in front of the mic and show like you have to talk directly. No, they show some respect, of which this thing is done by men. So they either kneel down or they lie flat on their tummy. Here in Kenya, we don't have that. We just talk anything, start talking and for them. And another thing I also noticed is when they are talking, you see like as Kenya here, when we are talking about when we're in a negotiation or something, when the event starts, the first person who stands up to speak is from the groom side, of the side that you people you've gone. They talk, and then now when they are done talking and introducing themselves, no, the mic goes to the other side to talk. But for Uganda, what I saw, it's like a conversation. Their spokesman has their mic, and this other side we have our mic. No, they're having a conversation, a one-on-one question, answer, all that thing that is happening. In Kenya is one side does its own thing and then the other side is given a mic, like, yeah, like that. So one thing I noticed is respect. Another thing I noticed it's also a shock to me is when the in-laws are being served. Let's say as on the bride side, you don't have to show the groom or the parents of the groom your back. So when you're going to give something or you're going to dedicate something, you have to kneel. And when you stand up, you don't go like, you don't stand and show your back. No, you have to go like 4 steps backwards, facing him. And once you get there, once you go completely, you walk completely backward, not showing your back. I was told that is also a type, it's also a respect for telling your in-laws, like, I will never show you my back, I will never deceive you, or I'll never go against what we have discussed, you know. But in Kenya, we don't have such things, yeah. Another thing is, Another thing is gifting. I saw in Uganda, when it's the traditional wedding, on the such events, the man brings in all the gifts on the ground, but they don't come at once, they come differently in different times. So what I noticed is, and what shocked me is, all the gifts that come, they don't come in a just open gift that you can know what it is. They come when they're all sealed. They have been put a ribbon on it, and there are so many. The only things they don't wrap is drinks, sodas, waters, and everything, but the rest of it is sealed. Like the gifts are put, all of them at the middle, yeah, and it's only men who carry the traditional alcohol. The way it's wrapped and the way it's represented, you will just be shocked. In Kenya, how do we do our gifts? In Kenya, what we normally do is like go to the line, you see, as the parent, come dancing, and we give our gift. Like we come with a bunch of bananas, others come with sack of potatoes, others come with chicken, others come with what do we call them? You come with chicken, others come with blankets, others come with, all those different things. But in Uganda, it doesn't happen like that. If you have to present something, they are put in boxes. You don't know what is what. And all that comes from the man's side, going to the lady. And all those gifts, they don't go to the lady. They go to the parents of the lady. Another thing I noticed is they buy a whole full set of seats, sofa sets, yeah. They buy a whole set of sofas and the table for the father of the lady. But here in Kenya, that doesn't happen. Here in Kenya, what happens is the parents who give now the children the things. I've never seen a bed taken. Yeah, so the man who is marrying the woman has to buy the whole thing for the sitting area for the woman's or the lady's father. So that's what happened. They buy the seats and everything. That's for the dad of the lady. Yeah, so that's a shock to me. So another culture shock I witnessed there is food. So apart from food that we saw in the city, there is also food now in the events. In Uganda, they serve their traditional food. Like they'll have to serve, if it's matoke, there are two different types of matoke. There is matoke that was mashed. Yeah, there is that matoke, and now there is this long other matoke they serve. And then they will also prepare chicken that will be deep fried, the dried chicken. And there is another type of chicken that is cooked inside the banana leaves. I can't remember the name, how it's called, but they have another chicken that is prepared in banana leaves that has its own soup. That is the soup now, the chicken that you will have to use. So they will give you matoke. They will give you rice, also prepared in the Uganda, it is also prepared Ugandan way. There is meat, dry meat, and there is this other soup meat, or the wet stew meat that you're given. There is chicken, I've told you chicken, there's dry chicken, and there is this, it's called mulombo. Is it mulombo, something of the sort. It's prepared in the banana leaves. There is also that millet, the brown ugari, the brown posho, that is also served. And then the salads. And guys, what I came to realize in Kenya, most of these events that we go, the type of food that we are served, it's not mostly, it's very minimal. You're going to see the traditional food of that culture, but you're going to see this Western kind of food. You'll get, there is chapatis, you'll get, there is roast potatoes, this modern food, rice, such food. You will not encounter traditional food in them. You will not get them. But in Uganda, they follow their traditional meals, and that's what they serve. You will not get these potatoes, or you won't get chapatis or anything. Yeah, they have them, they eat, but those are not traditional meals. Those are Western kind of food. Yep. Another thing I saw in Uganda, another culture shock is, Let me talk about the public transport. You see how in Kenya, when you see a matatu coming, you have to stand at the stage, you stop it, and the conductor or the guy who is the turn boy, whatever you call them, they have to hit that body, the matatu body, like so hard, like stop, stop. They shout, we are going this way, we are going to the CBD, we are going to Ngong, we are going to where. They shout so loudly, and the music is so crazy, you know, and you have to jump in the car, or you have to jump in the matatu as it moves, because we are so fast. In Uganda, whatever I saw with those conductors, it was so amazing. Like, you see a car coming and you want to stop it because you want to go the same direction. You ask where to, you're told where to. So the car is already, okay, the taxi is already on the roadside. You negotiate, I'm going to the CBD, I'm going to this place before the CBD. So the conductor gives you time to come in the car and have a seat. They don't move. Once you're settled, that's when the car moves. They never shout prices of the car. They never shout the direction of the place they're going, but they are so humbled. Here in Kenya, you can even lose a leg, or even something when you're trying to jump into the car. So ours is loud music. Our matatu, taxis, we have loud music. In Uganda, the cars or the taxis they use, as they call them, is very silent, very peaceful. So I don't know, which one would you prefer? So for me, I just liked and loved the shocks that I say in Uganda. But guys, I'm still here with more and more. We can talk and talk, but Ugandan culture shock was something else. So until the next video, where I'm going to show you now more of the CBD, the Kampala CBD. Guys, those are the most culture shock that I noticed on the very, very first days of my stay in Uganda. I still have more. I'll bring them on in my next video. But for now, let's just be shocked and continue being shocked with this Ugandan culture shock. Until the next video,